This device was drawn in crops by friendly aliens in 2014 to help us learn how UFOs fly through space. It's based on a picture like this, which shows 6 wire coils with a magnet spinning inside. So therefore I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wire coils and put a magnet inside. In more detail, you can see 6 wire coils, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of them, you can see lines like wires going back and forth for AC power. And at the very center you can see a little circle. When you blow up, I took this photo, this circle shows something spinning and something rising up in the middle. And that's just that silicone bead we have there, which captures the force of the magnet when it spins up. Now we know that UFOs fly using a rotating magnetic field, as illustrated by this crop picture from 1994. You can see the UFO going up, and there's an AC wave of power rotating around in a circle. And this is why when some airplane gets near a UFO, they see their compasses spin wildly, because the UFO is putting out so much of that radiation. It appeared also in 2014 next to this device when it was drawn in crops, not far away. You can see the rotating magnetic field once again. You can also see a pole with a disc magnet on it. And there's our pole. And there's a disc magnet right down there in the bottom, which is going to spin in a minute. In addition, we can see an orange bead here, just above the magnet that's going to spin. And its purpose is to hold the magnet as it spins upward and transfer that force to the pole. Because if you put a piece of plastic or something, the magnet will just fall back down. And here's the little bead, a silicone bead, 20 millimeters, sort of elastic, not acrylic, but silicone. That elasticity helps the magnet to rise up and keep spinning. Now here we have one magnet in the center, 70 millimeters, 14 millimeter hole, 3 millimeters thick, with a silicone bead on top of it on a 6.3 millimeter rod. You can see it starts spinning as soon as we add 3-phase power. And at low speed, the plastic above goes in opposite direction, just by friction. But then when we get to a higher speed, the magnet jumps up. The plastic above hardly spins at all. And we get quite an upward force. Let me try to push it downward. Quite an upward force. If we spin even faster, get more force. So the upward force is proportional to how fast the magnet spins. Now that was for a single magnet with a red north pole up. Let's look at one with the south pole up next. If we flip that central magnet by 180 degrees so that its blue south pole is pointing up rather than the north, it still spins the same way. Everything behaves identically. You get to a certain speed, about 15 hertz, and everything rises up. And the amount of rising is proportional to how fast we spin it. I'm going to try to push it down now. Quite a lot of force pushing it upward. So is that enough to lift these wire coils? We'll see. To get more power, I'm going to double the thickness of that magnet with its red side up, so it's 6 millimeters thick rather than 3. We turn the magnetic field. Behaves the same, but it rises more powerfully. Almost impossible to pull it down now. Must be at least a kilogram of force there. That's at 20 hertz. Flip it over by 180 degrees so that its blue south pole is pointing up. Now it's 6 millimeters thick, the magnet. It spins with twice as much force, of course, and rises. It's 20 hertz, and again, it's almost impossible to push it down. There's at least a kilogram of upward force there. Summary, for the next set of experiments, my plan is to see whether if we put some wires on this piece of plastic, it can lift up these wire coils that weigh about 2 kilograms in total. when the magnet spins. If that doesn't work, I'm going to make lighter wire coils made out of copper-coated aluminum wire to reduce the weight here to about 500 grams, and then it might lift up. And we're trying to make an anti-gravity device, quite obviously, and we certainly have a promising start. Thank you to the stars.